If you just focus on the money, you're never going to get it. This is what so many entrepreneurs do, and why so many entrepreneurs fail is their number one goal is money.
Purpose is not passion. They're related, but they're not the same thing.
Entrepreneurs don't have to be giant risk takers. Some entrepreneurs have to go all in. It's the only way they can operate.
Want a sword? Get a mentor. Hey, this is Nina Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the number one challenge that is holding you back: a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know there's something more inside you as well. You've got Michael Jordan level talent at something. So today, let's learn from one of the best, my husband Evan Carmichael, and some of his best motivations. Mentor me, my love, Evan. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number one. Don't focus on money.
If you just focus on the money, you're never going to get it. This is what so many entrepreneurs do, and why so many entrepreneurs fail is their number one goal is money. Now, money is important. If you're running a business, money is important. Even if you're running a charity, money is still important. Money is important. It's just not the number one thing. It's number two or three. There has to be something more important than money for you to have success, ultimate success as an entrepreneur. Sure, you can make a few bucks, but if you look at the people who are at the top in any field, money was never the number one goal. Look at the people who are self-made millionaires and billionaires, and read their biographies and read their story and understand why they started their companies. Watch the top 10 videos on all of them. It's never been about the money. It's always been about making a profound change to the way something is done in their industry, having a deep passion for their craft that they needed to bring this thing out into creation. When George Lucas created Star Wars, he thought it would be a flop. He thought it would only be for a select few geeks who really love that genre. He never expected it to be this huge thing that turned him into a billionaire. But he loved making the video, and he poured every ounce of creativity he had into making that movie. And that's a story over and over and over and over and over again. Successful entrepreneurs love their craft. They want to do the work. And as a result of creating something valuable, because they put so much love into it, then they start making money.
Rule number two, know your why and how.
So let's start with this. Purpose is not passion. They're related, but they're not the same thing. Passion is also not that hard to figure out. Neither is purpose. People just have not been given the right tools. So let's simplify it for you today. And if you're someone who's struggling to figure out what your purpose and your passion are, this video is going to be insanely helpful for you. I have a who, why, how process. Who is your most important core value? We're not going to dive into that in this video, but the next two are your why and your how. Your why is your purpose and your how is your passion. So let's start with purpose. Your purpose is your why. Your purpose comes from your pain. Your purpose is whatever the thing you struggled with the most in life. Think back to the most painful moment in your life. What was it? What was happening? What was around you? What was that moment? For positive, entrepreneur, optimistic people, this actually might be a challenge. For me, it was a challenge because I don't want to think about the bad past. I don't want to think about what happened to me. I'm focused on what I'm doing now and going forward, not rearview mirror stuff. What happened back then doesn't matter, except it does. Because the thing that will fill you up the most is helping people who are currently going through the thing that you struggled with the most. So whatever was the most painful moment in your life, from when you're born until right now, that you can remember, not physical pain, psychological pain, mental pain, the thing that made you feel terrible. What was that thing? Your purpose is to help other people who are feeling that right now. And so imagine who you are now, and imagine who you used to be, whether that's a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Go back to whoever that person was. Let's just say it's 5 years ago. Great. The person you are now can help the person who you were 5 years ago. You may not have all the answers. You're still on your path. You don't know everything, but you've grown. You've come out of the hole. You're better than you were 5 years ago. Talk to the person you were 5 years ago. Helping that person is your purpose. You've climbed up the staircase, right? You've grown. There's still a lot more stairs to grow. You don't want the staircase to end. That staircase is your growth, is your professional and personal development for life. You want to keep climbing. And every time you take a step, what you want to do is reach down and help somebody else up. But you can only help people to the extent that you've grown. If you've taken 8 steps on the staircase, that's all you can help people up to get to step number 8. If you get to 20, you can help people more. So we want to keep growing, keep climbing those stairs, and then keep reaching back and pulling people up and giving them a hand. That's your purpose for life. You'll like serving people and helping people, and it's tied to your core value, your who, your one word. We're not talking about it much in this video, but you'll just like helping people because service is hardwired into our brain. Helping people is hardwired to your brain. It has a similar impact on your brain as food and sex. It's hardwired. You'll like it. You want to help people. You want to serve. But who you serve will be different. It'll have a different impact. I love helping people in general, but if you're an entrepreneur, that's something extra special. There's so many great causes in the world. There's so many great causes. Why this instead of this? Because you have an emotional connection to it, an emotional attachment to it. Why? Because you went through it. Because you suffered through it, and you want to make sure that nobody else has to suffer as much as you suffered. Your purpose comes from your pain, period. It'll fill you up for life. Helping entrepreneurs will fill me up for the rest of my life. It will never get old. When I'm tired, when I have no energy, when I'm depleted, I will still meet with entrepreneurs because it fills me up. Your purpose comes from your pain. You have to find it. Now let's talk about passion. So your passion is your how. Your passion is the things that you're doing, how you're gonna actually execute against your why, execute against your purpose. What are you doing? It's great that you believe in entrepreneurs, amazing, but what are you going to do? How are you gonna go about doing it? So for me, it's making videos. For me, it's doing speaking gigs. For me, it's writing books. For me, it's helping people one-on-one. For me, it's doing events, right? That's my how. But that will evolve, that will change, right? I started doing this helping entrepreneur thing when I was 22 years old. And that started just by doing speaking. And then it became my website. And I had 100,000 plus pages of content. And then I shut the thing down overnight and I focused on YouTube. And it's been a 10-year plus journey on YouTube. And maybe in 10 years that's gone and I'm doing something totally different. I don't know, the how will change a lot. What you get passionate about, or to Mel's point about energy, what you get energy about will change with time. But it has to be connected to your purpose. Just because it gives you energy, it's not going to fill you up. It's got to be connected to a deeper source, which is your purpose.
Rule number 3, start small.
Entrepreneurs don't have to be giant risk takers. Some entrepreneurs have to go all in. It's the only way they can operate. Burn the boats, have no plan B, have no escape, no parachute, all in. One-way trip. It's the only way they operate. But there's tons of successful entrepreneurs who win by building sustained momentum, by taking small, successful risks over and over again, but never putting it all on the line. I love small starts. I love finding ways to get started on tons of different ideas and seeing what sticks and where my heart lies and following those through. But I'll never put in tons of money before putting in the effort and energy to see if I love it, to try to get results. So I look at YouTube as an example. It's 10 years of having this channel. It's wild, it's crazy. I started it just as an experiment. I had a successful website. I had 8 people on my team building up this new web business that I was a part of. And I just wanted to try YouTube. I wanted to make visual content. I love learning from successful people. And so I wanted to tell those stories in a visual way. That plus people kept asking me questions. I'd sold my company. And so they asked me questions. Evan, how do I do this? How do I do that? Great, so I would make videos answering questions for people. But I did it all myself, right? Like I got some friends to volunteer to help me make some of my early videos, and then everything was me. I had money, I sold my business. I had a team working on my website, but I was doing this little skunk works project all by myself. Just to go, just make it happen, just to see if I like it, see if I can build some momentum. And so I researched and I edited and I filmed, I did everything. And as it started then to make some money, then I could invest that money back into my business. And then it slowly built up to the point where we're at right now.
Now I have a very special bonus clip from my love Evan Carmichael on Love What You Do that I think you're gonna enjoy. But before that, it's time for the 3-point landing questions. Let's go from watching a video to taking action. Here we go. Question number 1, what do you need to focus today? Question number 2, what is your why and how? Question number 3, what small steps do you need to start to build momentum?
This is why it's so important that you love what you do. Success is painful. It's a lot of work, a lot of stress, a lot of failure, a lot of rejection. But the thing that gets you through it is you love what you do. You love the process. You love the work. You love the growth. If you don't love the work you do, you will give up because it will just become too painful to keep going. So at the Whole Foods this morning, when I went to go get my bulletproof coffee, I ran into a friend of mine, an entrepreneur friend of mine who I told about my tour in December before I left, and she was super excited, and I hadn't connected with her since I got back. I went on this 3-month, 90-day, 23-city tour across the US, and it was amazing happenstance to meet her at the Whole Foods this morning. And she said, "How's the tour? What was the best part of it?" And I said, "Breaking my neck." 2/3 of the way through, I broke my neck. I broke my neck in 2 spots. I compressed my spine. I had a concussion. I had to get staples in my head, all of it. She said, "Breaking your neck, that's the best part of your tour? Well, that's a really positive outlook." Like, it's not just a positive outlook. It's the best. Like, it actually was the best part. Because it really got the test. Like, why? This sounds crazy, but this is it. This is the process. This is the mindset shift I want you guys to make. That you do difficult things. You love difficult things. You don't want it to be easy. Easy means you're inside your comfort zone. Easy means you're not pushing up against any barriers. You don't want to be easy. Stop getting these easy, small, tiny wins that you can snack on. You do difficult things. You love taking on amazing, huge things. That's who you are. That's what you do. And this was a chance for me to grow and help cement that for myself.
If you want to know how to win in 2020, check out the video next to me. I think you're gonna enjoy. I will see you there.
Self-esteem comes from doing difficult things. People aren't afraid of failing. You're afraid of failing in front of other people. Most people are crazy busy but don't get anything done.